Welcome back for another episode of Macaccino Mondays. I'm your host. I'm Pia Maffei, owner of Artisan's Palette and also owner of the upcoming new online site called I Am a Clean Eater. I'm joined as always by Sharissa Richie, Doctor of Food, and we have a special guest today, and his name is Kevin McGrew. Kevin and I actually are longtime friends.
We are.
Wow, we have a history. And he's here today because our paths have reconnected. He owns a company called Ever Social, and he's going to correct me on the name in a second. Ever Social.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so we reconnected in the past couple weeks because he's now doing clean eating. He's actually started
Doing
this
my best.
I'm
not like her yet.
That's okay.
Everybody has a starting point. That's what we're here
I'm
for.
on a journey.
Yes.
That's what I say. Yes.
It's the
Yes.
journey of
Yes.
clean eating.
That's perfect.
Yes. So what was the turning point for you, Kevin, to now go from yes, I'm on this journey of clean eating rather than I'm going to do a diet?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I think for me, I kind of grew up in the era of TV dinners and mac and cheese and all this fast food convenience.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mom's working. Grab something from the freezer.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. and so, and I'm a foodie. I love food, and I travel. For many years, I've traveled a lot, so get to experience these wonderful restaurants, and I'm just like, I go with the flow. I was a human garbage disposal, I would say. Because nothing affected me for many years.
But not garbage, though,
No,
right?
well, it was food. I mean, now I'm realizing.
Now that he knows
now,
about
that's
the
what
food.
I've swallowed the pill. It's like the Matrix, guys. Once you actually your eyes are open, all of a sudden you see things very differently.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And so for me, the thing that changed was my wife recently went away for a month. My wife and children are Canadians, and we moved here about 6 years ago. And another fellow Canadian right here. And
Oh, now I feel left out.
well, I'm American, so I But I basically, they go up for about a month every summer, and I'm usually batching it. And usually I'm eating out.
Right.
But I turned 50 about a year ago. I'm 51 now, just turned 51. And I see all my friends on all sorts of medication now, blood pressure medicine, high blood pressure, you name it, they're on it. And I'm diabetes.
Insulin dependent.
You're at 50s.
The usual suspects.
The usual high
Yeah.
cholesterol. And I've been identified as going in those directions by my doctor. I've been kind of in denial because I've never felt sick. I've been overweight since we started having kids. I kind of got sympathy weight, and it just never went away, right?
I wish my husband had done that. He stayed like tiny the whole time, and it was like, what happened?
So, anyways, what happened recently is they went away, and I had to fend for myself.
Okay.
And I said I'm going to make a change. So I started doing a little bit of research. I found this company, Harvest to You.
Yes, we love Harvest to You.
So if you are familiar with that, probably through Pia, Harvest to You delivers organic, fresh from the farm, picked one day and delivered the next day to my house. And that really interested me because I want to give back to the local farmers. I want to support the farmers markets, things like that. But I want to eat good.
Right.
And when I looked at the price, it was actually more expensive for me to go and try to figure out my time and everything.
Yeah.
To go to the store and figure out what asparagus and broccoli. I just said, give me a box and I'll figure it out, right? And then I looked online. So that's what it was, kind of like a Christmas every week, kind of thing, right?
I always felt like I'm such a weirdo. It's like Christmas every day, every Tuesday. I get to open my box and be like, what did I get this time?
I love it.
So that kind of changed my thinking right there. I was like, in their booklet they say, find out where your food is from. If you don't know where your food is from, you shouldn't be eating it. And I was like, wow, that's a different concept. I've never heard that before. Okay. And then I came in and I talked to you, and you said the same thing, right?
Yes.
If you don't know, if I'm going to the restaurant and I'm going to put something in my mouth, and I don't know where it's coming from, like, this could have been had antibiotics in it,
Right.
or pesticides,
Right.
what have you. And I'm like,
Glyphosate.
I never understood that.
Right.
So my eyes were kind of open. So Pia helped me with. She just gave me one of her recipe cards and said, I said, hook me up. So she gave me meatloaf or ground beef from Primal Pastures. She gave me some amazing sauce. Where was it at?
Yeah.
Tomato balsamic.
Is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. And what I find when I'm making anything that's clean is the flavors of the food really pop.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing that food has a flavor? Like it doesn't have to.
I
You know,
didn't
it's
know.
like-
Yeah, like
Right.
even carrots. I'm so used to having to dip carrots
Oh, yeah.
into
Right.
something.
Yes.
And I was so hungry when I didn't get home till late, but I stuck all the vegetables in my sink, and then I went out and I came back, and then I was so hungry that I just started grabbing carrots and eating them.
Today?
Right? No, not yet.
Oh.
No, last week when I got my
Oh.
box, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like candy, right? It's so good, right?
Yes.
And I've never had a carrot like this, and I actually went to Sprouts and bought some of their carrots, but they didn't taste as good as
Right,
this. So
no.
I don't know if it's the freshness.
And we don't know where they came from. Like
Yeah,
if
how
it's
long
coming,
they've traveled.
Yeah, if it's coming
Yeah.
from a different country, it's not being picked at the peak time, so it's ripening up on the truck. So you're getting ripe from travel time, not ripe from the ground. So you're
Right.
getting all that sweetness because you got that time to blossom.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that was it.
the start of it.
Yeah.
So the trigger for you sounds more like now, okay, this is a permanent lifestyle change I'm making. I'm not seeing this as a diet. I'm
No.
not getting on
No.
it to lose weight. The benefits will be weight loss, but I mean, you're not
That's
with
not my
that
measurement.
mindset, right?
Right. No, I think this is the first time in my life where I'm always looking at the scale going, I gotta lose some weight,
Yeah.
But this is the first time where I looked at it more of weight is not my my baseline or my goal.
Right.
I know the weight from educating myself. If you eat right, your body knows how to heal itself.
Yes.
And you will start to move towards your ideal weight. And I just got to eat the right things, And so, but not also exercise. I'm a workaholic.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
we talk about
Yeah.
this. We are. That's like our MO, right? We
what we do.
get hyped from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a giver. Like my family comes first, right?
Right.
So it's like my kid needs to be taken care of. My wife needs this. I'm always about everybody else. And if there's leftover time, I'll take care of myself.
Right.
I had to change that thinking a little bit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I just say, I have to be here for my family.
Yes.
And I see my friends dropping. Like I went to my 30-year reunion, and we had about 6 people that are not here anymore.
Oh, boy.
And I'm only 50.
Yeah. Right.
And so here's the new 50 right here.
Awesome. That's great, and I love it.
Ian and I talk about this concept a lot. It's interesting that you brought it up. We talk about the oxygen mask, right? You're on the airplane, the stewardess comes by and they say, when the oxygen masks drop from the ceiling, you put your own on before anybody else's. And I remember when I first had kids and I took my daughter on her first plane ride when she was a year old. And I remember them saying that and I think like, but she's my baby. Why wouldn't I want to protect her before anything
Right.
else? But the real concept is if you're not here anymore, because you're dead, you're in the ground, then there's no one to support them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what good are you if you're not taking care of yourself? So
Right.
it now becomes this shift of like, oh no, I'm not being selfish by taking care of myself.
Right.
Now this is the most selfless thing I can do to make sure I'm always here.
Right.
Yeah.
To make sure that they don't have to, bury me at 50 years old.
Exactly.
Or start taking care of
Having
you
to
at
take
60.
care of you because you're
Because you're-
younger
or younger, because
right?
you're just
Because
totally
you just-
incapable.
Yeah, yeah. So Kevin, how long have you been doing clean eating now? And what are some of the main things that you've noticed changed in the time frame? You've been doing it like 2 weeks now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been about 2 weeks. What really I had to do a bunch of things at the same time to make the lifestyle change.
Okay.
I couldn't ease in. I knew if I eased into it, I would just ease out of it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, that's good advice.
Right. So
Yes.
I just know myself. It's kind of like I have a saying that I picked up from somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but treat yourself, don't cheat, or treat, don't cheat. Right.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
Is that you? Okay.
I heard you told me this
I was like,
a year ago.
Yes.
Right?
I love it.
And I go, what a great concept that, basically it's 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. I'm a business guy, right? So 80% of the time, I'm going to be on, I'm going to know what I'm eating and everything, but every once in a while, I'm not going to cheat because I for the last 20 years, I feel like I'm cheating.
Yes.
Like, I'm just going to grab a Del Taco on the way home. Tammy, you'll never know, right? You're not watching, Cindy, but just a little bean and cheese burrito. Just get me till exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah, totally. I have a little bag in my car where I just used to stick them. As soon as I got home, went right into the garbage. Okay, we're back. We're back. But you know, that principle kind of opened my mind up, is what it did to help me make a change. So part of that was going to. I don't have any physical workout, so I wasn't doing any physical. I belonged to a gym, but I was watching people look at themselves in the mirror, and they looked way better, and they looked like they knew what they were doing.
Right.
And I haven't known what I'm doing in a gym. I'm just like I'm doing cardio, but at the same time I'm going, I don't like this cardio stuff, you know. So I think I'll go over there and do some sit-ups. I don't think I like sit-ups.
Who does?
What are people doing with the ball? You know, everybody's got these heavy balls, and I'm like, what is that heavy ball for? Right? I feel stupid in the gym, right? So I'm just kind of like following people, trying to mimic them, and I look kind of dumb. You know, I'm glad nobody follows me with the camera, right? But so
there were probably people trying to follow you, like, oh, he looks like
exactly. You're probably right too. A lot of the older guys were asking me like, what kind of exercise is that? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Just make it up.
Exactly. I'm winging it, man. But I saw a friend of mine at church who I hadn't seen in a few months, and his skin was glowing. He smiled. I didn't believe it was him because he was half the man he used to be.
Wow.
He lost 45 pounds. And I was like, dude, what did you do? And he talked about this place in Temecula. I'll give it a little bit of a plug for them, but it's called The Camp. And basically, they have a challenge they do. And you basically have to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks, but 80% of it's diet, how you eat,
That's what we like.
and 20% is exercise. But you're doing 5 days a week exercise.
Okay.
An hour a day, but it's like kick my butt stuff, right?
Okay.
So I just had to go all in. So I did the physical, the health. I had to. They make you eat clean, basically. They talk about organic and pasteurized meats, and so they have a similar as Primal Pastures. They have an organization that delivers meats, and they. So I got all this stuff, and I was just saying to Sharissa, I don't know what to do with it all, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I know it's clean. I'm buying Harvest to You.
Yeah.
I'm eating lettuce, and I'm putting protein on it, but what's a complex carb? I'm having to educate myself, right?
Right.
To me, a complex carb is like a 3-layered sandwich, you know, right?
It's complicated to make it, so
exactly.
it must be complex.
Exactly,
I love that.
right?
I love that.
Anyways,
Okay, good. Well, in closing, now that you're a couple weeks in, do you see like your skin glowing now?
Yeah.
Do you see, what are some of the things that you see?
Thank you, yeah. It's more gradual for me, but I've had no less than 5 people in the last week come up to me and go, Kevin, your skin's glowing. Say the exact words. I'm like, dude, what am I doing? Like, this is awesome, right?
And are you sleeping better?
Oh my gosh, I have not slept this good. I am using an app called Sleep Well.
Okay.
That's like a little bit of hypnosis. I don't even know what it says because I'm asleep by the time it's about 5 minutes into it. I haven't got to the end yet, so
I don't even know what they say.
Exactly.
No, it
but I'm sleeping really good. No, I am sleeping because of the exercise, because I'm getting up earlier. I go right to the end. I'm fine, and then I just put my head on the pillow and I'm out.
So no more the brain fog's gone.
Brain fog is totally gone. I'm not even. I'm so addicted to coffee, but it's not a physical addiction. I don't get headaches and stuff typically, but it was more I just felt that that's what I needed to get going. But I'm on these herbal, some of the MSM and stuff like that to kind of get going in the morning, right?
That's great. That's great that you're on that.
Yeah, just trying to get my digestive system going. That's I have that before I go work out, and then there's some.
You gotta start drinking this one.
Oh my God, the
Macaccino.
Macaccino.
How great is the Macaccino?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh, this is my new drink.
Yes.
I love it. I think it's important to note that it's more, you're doing so many good things for your body, right? You're getting to bed earlier, you're waking up earlier, you're going, you're doing all the good things, but you're also not putting in anything bad anymore.
Yeah.
So your body's not having to fight off all the negative.
Right.
So you're sleeping good, you're having good energy because your body's not constantly battling itself.
Yeah.
Right? We put all this crappy food in and we think like, oh, it's fine, nothing's hurting me. But then you're exhausted all the time because your body's in this constant battle with itself of like, but this this isn't real food, and I'm really trying to get you out, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you fed me, I
Yeah.
have nutrients, I have energy, I feel amazing. And then all this stuff, wonderful things start to happen.
Yeah.
Sleeping better, glowing skin, energy all day long. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense when we stop fighting ourselves and go to
Yes.
what's natural for us.
Well, I found that the biggest thing was I would feel sick in the morning when I
Oh,
woke up. I'd kind of get out of bed, and I was like, it would take me a half an hour to get out of bed.
Okay.
And my body wakes up right at 5 o'clock. I set my alarm clock for 5:10, but it's just a safety because my body's like literally 5 o'clock like the last week, every morning, 5 a.m. I'm like, and I'm wide awake.
Yeah, and you're ready to go, and you last all day.
I last
Yeah.
all day. I've
Yes.
not felt like this. I don't even remember when I felt like this last,
Yeah.
right?
Probably
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
I
Probably
think
never.
because we forget that we could feel this good. Like we make so many excuses for ourselves. Oh, we're just getting older. Oh, this is just what happens. And it's like, no, it's not what happens. If you properly feed your body, you give it the nutrients that it needs, you eat clean, you don't have to feel this way.
No, you
Right.
don't. Your cells are going to keep replicating all the time. We can build a brand new body, and it takes 2 years to build brand new everything. Liver, heart, lungs, bladder, like the whole thing. If we're giving our body the right tools it needs to build the clean cells.
Right, but it's fighting all the pesticides, everything, the toxins that we're putting into it.
Totally.
Right,
The
yeah.
antibiotics,
Yeah.
the hormones, the
Yeah.
stress that the animals are under, we're getting that too
Yeah.
as a physical stress that goes through
Right.
our body.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited, just real quick plug for you,
Thank you.
is the #1 Artisan's Palette. You have been more educated me, but you equip me,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
So you before you equip me, you make sure I know what it is I'm doing, what I'm eating, why I'm eating it,
Yes.
and what I'm trying to accomplish with it, right?
Right.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That was
Thank
very
you.
big inspiration.
Thank you.
The other thing is, for me, is being, I felt life was in control of me. I was reacting to it.
Right.
This is just the last few weeks, knowing every time I do a meal preparation right now, I know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
eating, right?
And now you're in control.
I feel
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
not.
what it should
I'm not
be.
guessing. I felt like I
Yes.
was guessing. I hope this is good for me.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
But I feel now that I know every single thing that's in the kitchen, which I didn't do. I depended very heavily on my wife, right? But that's a challenge to guys out there. If
yes.
you
Good point.
if you really want to change your lifestyle, my wife is the most amazing cook and clean eater and
Yeah.
all that. But I snuck out and
Right.
eat Carl's Jr. Whatever because I grew up with the stuff
Well, and it's an addiction. It's an addiction.
It is an
Right.
addiction, yeah.
And
That
Alice-
barbecue sauce is amazing, right?
we can switch that up easily for you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what she does.
Yeah.
She does. She switches it up. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I wrote down a few things I want
Sure.
to if I could, just share.
Absolutely.
If
Last
you're,
few,
if you're on this journey and you're starting out like me, I'm just starting out. Hopefully, I can check back in with you guys.
Absolutely.
You
We'll
can
have you
see-
back.
yeah.
Progress
Love that.
reports.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is #1, take baby steps. That's it seemed like a huge mountain to climb for me, and that's why for so many years I didn't do it. Is I didn't, it's like but how do you start a 1,000-mile journey one step at a time?
One step at a time.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So only eat if you can pronounce it. So I couldn't pronounce half the stuff on the back of what I'm looking at. I mean, I was looking at even Burt's Bees stuff, and I was like, I have to look at it and I go, that's not organic, right?
Right.
So
in general, I agree with that, but there are other things like I'm just gonna say, okay, lactobacillus. It's hard to pronounce it.
I can say that.
Yeah. But you want that because that's a good probiotic.
Right, exactly.
So there's certain things that it's like in general,
Right.
what you're saying is accurate, but there are some ingredients that might be long or might look like it's scary, but it's
Look it
actually.
up.
But that's why we go to
Yeah.
Artisan's Palette to find out
Right.
what that is, right? I call Pia, what is this?
Can I have this? No.
Yeah.
And then the third one was search online. So that's why I was saying when I don't know what it is, we have Google right here on our phones, right?
Yes.
And it's very powerful.
Great advice.
Treat, don't cheat,
Yep.
and then eat less but more often. So I'm eating instead of a 12-ounce steak, I'm eating 6-ounce steak.
Yes.
But I'm also having a protein shake or maybe a hard-boiled egg. every 2 to 3 hours, 5 to 6 times a day. I'm eating.
Okay.
I'm not getting hungry. Before I would like binge, I'd eat,
right.
and then I would, I'm not going to eat till dinner, right? So I was purging and binging all the time,
Yeah.
And this way, I'm not really hungry. I'm like going, and I used to eat at night because I'd get hungry before I go to bed,
Yeah,
which is the worst thing you
That's
can do,
the worst part. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, those are my tips, and hopefully they
Yes.
help.
Thank you.
I think they're
That's
great.
great.
I think they're, and you know what'll be interesting is your tips might change.
They might.
Yeah.
And so you might realize, oh, you know what? That eating every couple hours, that's probably not the best thing for me. I'm going to incorporate intermittent fasting.
Wow.
That's next
When you
for us
get-
to learn.
Oh my goodness, I have to learn this.
Yes, you'll learn that next.
Absolutely. I look forward. See, I learned so much from her. I'm usually on the other end of the camera watching this. So,
Yeah.
and that's another way. Follow this page
Yes.
because you can. I mean, I'm here because I watch these ladies like 3 times a week. I know it sounds weird. I'm a groupie.
We are live 3 times a week. That's not weird. That's awesome. We have 3 separate topics that we do every week. Always an time to learn more information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do it. Come back, and then I'm looking forward to sharing more of my
Yes.
journey with you guys.
Oh, I love
And it's a
that.
journey. It's a journey.
Yes,
yeah.
it's absolutely a journey. So thanks again for joining us. We'll be back. Join Sharissa and I Friday morning for Friday morning chats. And we'll be back next week for another Macaccino Monday.
All right. Thanks,
See you
guys.
next time. Thanks, Kevin.
High five.
Hey, that was great. Thank you. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Great